Hi guys, I'm Ray from Bake with Ray. Welcome to the Ramadan series.
I'll be uploading recipes for Ramadan for the next 30 days, but don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell icon so you can get a notification for every time that I post a recipe.
Today I have a special recipe for you. It's super easy and super soft naan. This is actually my mother-in-law's recipe, which she has kindly shared with us. So in a large mixing bowl, you want to add your plain flour, then your yeast on one side of the bowl. Put your salt on the other side of the bowl, because if salt comes in direct contact with the yeast, it kills the yeast. Add in your sugar, and that's all the dry ingredients. If you have kalwanji, you can add that as well. And then in a heat-proof bowl or jug, you want to add in your milk and your oil, and you want to heat them in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes until they're nice and warm. Check it with your finger just to make sure it's not too hot. Then you want to crack in 1 egg and give that a good mix. Now you're ready to put your dough together. So start mixing all your dry ingredients together, and then slowly trickle in your wet ingredients little by little until it comes together to form a dough. If you feel like you need to add a little bit more extra water, you can, but usually this is the right amount of liquid for the dough to come together. And then just knead it for about 10 minutes until it becomes a nice and soft dough. As you can see, I added a few drops of extra water here just to make sure that it was nice and soft. Once it's done kneading, you can take it out of the bowl, form it into a ball, and then put it back into the large bowl, cover it with some cling film and leave it in a nice warm place for a couple of hours to rise, or until you're ready to use it. When you're ready to roll out your naan, just get a baking tray ready with a piece of foil and preheat your grill to the highest temperature. Make sure it's nice and hot. Place your prepared oven tray so that it's like kind of half in and half out and ready to go. Then you want to heat up your tava on a high heat as well. Get a bowl ready with some extra plain flour in to dip in your atta when you're ready to roll out your naan. This is what your dough should look like when it's ready. It should be nice and aerated, as you can see. Take out a handful of atta and then form it into a ball by gathering up the edges into the center, just like I'm doing here, and making all the folds come together. And then you basically turn it around in your hand and roll it on your palm. I'm not very good at explaining this, but you can see by the actions of what I'm doing. This brings all the seams together in one place and makes it into a round ball. Coat it in some extra plain flour so to prevent it from sticking as you roll it out. Then you press down the edges just to make it easier to roll out. I coat it in some plain flour once again, and then just get your rolling pin and roll out into a nice round thin naan. Don't worry too much about the shape, guys. Like if you're not experienced and you find it difficult to roll things out round, make it square. It's fine, as long as it tastes good. That's all that matters. So once you've rolled out your naan nice and thin to the size that you want it to, go ahead and place it onto your tava. It should be nice and hot by now, and cook it on a high heat. It should start bubbling up pretty much straight away because of the yeast activating in there. Drizzle some olive oil on the top as well. And then you want to check the bottom side. When it looks like this and it's kind of cooked after probably about 30-40 seconds, you can lift up your tava and spill out your naan directly onto that baking tray that you prepared, and then push it under the grill. Your grill should be super hot, and then within like 20 or 30 seconds, your naan from the top will begin to puff up and go light brown. Once it's nice and golden brown from the top, you can just remove it. So it's easier when two people are doing this. So it's easier when one person's doing the rolling and one person's manning the grill. That's how we tend to do it at home. And then you're left with these super soft and delicious naan. Honestly, this is one of the easiest and effective recipes for naan out there. You'll absolutely enjoy it with anything you like, with kebabs, with salan. If you like this recipe, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Enjoy.